Good evening, friends. This is your HR friend Girish, and today three major topics I want to discuss. I am keep on receiving many of the questions and queries on the definition of the basic salary as per the EPF Act 1952 is concerned. So let me clear that many of the professionals, they have asked me questions and queries that so the basic salary is whether the basic plus dearness allowance. So coming to this point, so as per the EPF Act 1952, so when we take the abstract of that, so the basic salary means purely basic. Basic salary means purely basic, and in some cases, some of the organizations, they are considering the basic plus dearness allowance. So the point to be noted here: basic plus dearness allowance. And here, basic can be considered as a constant, and dearness allowance is changing as per the national inflation rate and national price index. So this is very important point to be noted. So as per the dearness allowance is concerned, dearness allowance is not a constant, and it keep on changing based on the inflation rates and the national price index. And here the dearness allowance can be a variable dearness allowance, so we have to say it as a variable dearness allowance. So when we calculate the EPF contribution from employee side and from the employer side, so we take a calculation of a EPF as a basic. It's a basic salary. It's a purely basic salary, and in some of the cases they consider basic plus dearness allowance, whereas the basic is a constant, and basic keep on, when we take a salary slip, the first component is the basic salary, basic, and second comes the dearness allowance, and the dearness allowance is a variable quantity. So that is the reason that is called as a variable dearness allowance. And variable dearness allowance or the dearness allowance depends on the national price index and the inflation rate of the company. If the inflation is more, the DA is going to increase. If the inflation is less, so DA can be reduced. Again, that depends on the HR managers, you can say, perception, preview and reviews and all those things. So here again the management is reviews and all those things. So this is the one point. Actually, the answering to that question, that in most of the cases, so the PF contribution of 12% from the employee side and 13% from the 12% plus 1% from the employer side calculated by taking the basic salary into consideration. And in some of the cases, it can be considered as a basic salary plus dearness allowance. That is a VDE, that is DA, and the basic salary plus dearness allowance, and dearness allowance is a variable quantity, whereas basic salary is a constant and dearness allowance is a variable quantity. So coming to the next point, as far the interest rate is concerned, I am keep on receiving the many of the queries of the about the interest rate of the EPF. And coming to the latest interest rate of EPF is 8.5%. And here the another very important point is the EPF is only EPF interest rate is only on the EPF, that is, you can say 12% from the employee side and 3.67% from the employer side. So total it will come to 15.67%. And the EPF interest of 8.5% is only applicable on the 15.67%, and here the 12% from the employee side and 3.67% from the employer side. And coming to the 8.33% from the employer side, it will go to the employee pension scheme as per the 1996 Act employee pension scheme. And that employee pension scheme withdrawal is applicable only after the 58th year of his or her age, that is, you can say a retirement age, we can say. So purely the 8.5% interest on the provident fund is applicable only the employee provident fund contribution of 12% from the employee side and 3.67% contribution from the employer side. So it will come around 15.67%. So purely EPF interest of 8.5% is only applicable for the 15.67% as per the calculation is concerned. And third and very important point, recently as per the budget is concerned, latest budget of 2021, so here the contribution of EPF more than 2.5 lakh rupees from the employer side per year is attractive. And coming to this contribution of EPS is concerned, 7.5 lakhs, more than 7.5 lakhs is attracted towards the tax as per the latest budget, you can say tabled by the finance minister government of India. 2021 financial budget. So as per this budget, employer contribution of EPF more than 2.5 lakh rupees per year, and employer contribution of the EPS more than 7.5 lakh rupees per year is attracted to the tax. And coming to the point, how much percentage of tax, it is still under confusion, and even the income tax officials also dealing with the finance ministry to get the clarification as per the how much percentage of tax. And suppose in some cases you can say 5 lakh contribution to the EPF it will go, and again 5% 5 lakh contribution to the EPS it will go, then the slab or the threshold is 7.5 lakh rupees. Any contribution either from the any contribution from the employer side to the EPF and EPS, if the threshold of 7.5 lakhs contribution exceeds per year or per annum, you can say per year or per annum, attracts a tax, and even the beneficiary need to pay the tax. And here the confusion and doubt is even with the income tax official also. And if the threshold is 7.5 lakh rupees as per the contribution is, so what is the percentage of tax after 7.5 lakhs? 8 lakhs, 8.5 lakhs. And here